everybody, it's Bree and welcome back to my channel. Today we are doing the much awaited frat house. Oh my god. I was so excited to make this, and mostly because I'm really hoping that they're going to put our university pack in. I think everybody is. And so while I'm waiting for that pack, I decided to make a frat house, and next week we will be making a sorority house. So they're both gonna be in I think it's Oasis Springs. I put them in just on this like nice plush green area, less away from the desert. I really liked just this area a little bit better than some of the other areas. I feel like it looks more like it would be in the area or the community of where a frat house would be, you know, like some of the other areas are like more homey looking. I don't know how to explain it. But yeah, so we're making a super awesome frat house. And for me, this idea, I don't even know how I thought of this. I just came out, I was just like, oh, I should make a frat house. And so I did. So here we are. Yeah. But I really wanted to make like the frat house first before I made the sorority house, because I feel like the sorority house is going to be really easy, whereas the frat house, it has to be a little bit masculine and it's a little bit harder for me to build. So I had to look up some frat houses because I've only ever seen sorority houses, and apparently they both look the same. So I did put those really big pillars in, and I tried to size them up, but they wouldn't size up, but I'm pretty sure that they could be sized up before. So that was a little weird. But I just stacked them on top of each other. They don't look as great as they would sized up, but it still works, and I kind of love it. So I'm just trying to make it look less boxy. I did make a frat house, I don't know if it was like a year and a half ago or 2 years ago, where it was literally like a box, and it was a box because I couldn't afford, because it was like the budget one, a budget of so-and-so amount of money. I think it was like 22, and I just didn't have enough to make it more intricate looking. So I do have the budget frat house where it costs literally nothing and you can get it right away. So that is also on the gallery, but I decided to make this one, which is a little bit more realistic and a little bit more fun to play in, because it has literally everything that a sim needs to learn, or like anything that they're interested in they could do in this house, and they could develop their skills in this house a lot more than you would be able to. So oh my god, I just thinking about a university pack gets me really excited, and I can't wait. I really hope that they bring it. I really do. I know that they know we want it, so it's only a matter of time at this point. They knew that we wanted the Get Famous pack. They knew that we wanted pets. They knew that we wanted toddlers, and they gave it to us. So I feel like once they do give it to us, I feel like I'm going to be pretty happy, and I'm not going to ask for much more besides probably an island pack and hotel management. But I'd rather have university at this point. And I think they're waiting because they know that that's the most requested item, and once they give away, like once that pack is done, I don't know if they have anything else that will interest us more than the university pack. Unless they were to bring in cars, of course, which I don't think they'll do, just because we don't have an open world and there's really no point for them, which is sad, but that's something we can look forward to with the next games. Hopefully, if there's a Sims 5, they will make it all open world. That would be very nice. Yeah, so I did skip ahead with the wallpapering the house and stuff because I could not choose a brick color for the life of me, and I knew I wanted it to be in like a brick and white kind of colors, because a lot of like frat houses were built like 1950s kind of era. Like the frat houses are usually pretty old. There's not really any new ones, and if there is, then they're super ultra modern, and I just really wanted the old school look. And I quite like how it turned out. I did put those bushes, I double stacked the bushes, so it does work, because my sim immediately went and peed in it, and and it started stinking while I was trying to take screenshots. So that was fun. So like the first thing he was like, I'm gonna go pee in that bush and ruin everything for everyone. So now I regret putting those bushes in, but yeah, I guess it's just some fun decoration to have. I do wish we had like bigger bushes like that that look pretty nice, but the Sims don't have an interaction with them. It's probably in the debug menu. I should have probably checked that. Oh well. Yeah, so I was gonna skip some of the landscaping just because it's kind of really repetitive, and I didn't think, because I was trying to make it more masculine, I didn't want to put too much flowers, so I put more bushy looking shrubs and stuff that I think that the university would hire gardeners, professional gardeners, to come over and, you know, weed and water the shrubs, which shrubs don't take as much work as like flowers and stuff. So I figured I would put a little bit of it in just to make it look more green, but I didn't want to overdo it because I don't think that male Sims would enjoy all the flowers and gardening here. So yes, that was not my number one priority, but I did leave it in because there's really not that much going on there. Yeah, and I put this humongous pool in because why not? But also because I feel like when you look at like movies of like frat houses and stuff, they always have like a super big pool, and they always have like a partying area. They're always like super cool, entertaining spaces. So I made sure that we had some of that. If we do host parties, there's always gonna be things to do. And what else was I gonna say today? Oh yeah, so I did get new couches this week, so I'm very excited about that, but unfortunately that means that I've been sitting on my bum a whole lot more than I usually do because I got like these recliners and they're amazing, and I've never been more comfortable in my life, and so I never want to leave my couch because it's just so comfy. Don't get recliners. Don't do it to yourself unless you want to sit on your bum and like it's so hard. It's a hard life. Anyways, yeah, so don't get recliners, number one rule. And I put these basketball hoops in. I always love it when I put the basketball hoops in because I hate going to other lots to play basketball. I don't know why. It's fun for me to watch Sims play basketball and develop their athletic skill rather than do the same push on the weight thingy or watch them run. Unless they're falling, then it's hilarious when they watch them running. But on the pushy weight thingy guy, I don't know what it's called. It's funner to watch them develop their athletic skill in something a little bit different, because I feel like we've had that one athletic skill all throughout all of the Sims. There's always been the weight system, but I like that we have the basketball to develop it now. And then we're moving on to the kitchen. I already put all the wallpaper in, and I had a hard time choosing the wallpaper. I wanted something masculine, but I also didn't want it to look modern. I wanted it to look like match the outside appeal of the old renovated kind of look. Oh yeah, and then I put a whole bunch of like sports equipment and some water balloons outside for lots of fun, and we put these fancy marble benches because I feel like they would have that. But I also wanted to make sure that it had some clutter because boys are kind of messy, or so the rumor goes. So I had to make sure that we had some clutter because, you know, frat boys, they always partying and they don't clean up after themselves. So I feel like it's very appropriate for them to leave a big mess on the front. Oh, and now we move into the kitchen. Yeah, so I just kept kind of a dark wood theme throughout the whole house. It does switch between black and the dark brown, but it's very continuous through the house. So I love that. I didn't think it would look, if I put like white colors, it'd look too modern and too airy for a masculine place, like a place where all boys reside. yeah, so I do go into the debug menu off camera, and I put up a whole bunch of bottles that in my opinion, I think that it's just a whole bunch of alcohol up on a shelf, which you will see in a while once I put it in. I put 2 garbage cans, one for recycling, obviously, and one for garbage. Obviously, your Sims aren't going to use it like that, but I thought it was cool because I do think in universities they kind of encourage you to recycle and stuff, so, and especially for drinking that much booze, I feel like that would also be like, that's when you should be recycling, because if you have recycling depots in your city, then you'll be getting so much money back for that. And you can just, I'm also super happy that I kept the video fairly short. It's not a 40-minute video, so yay to me. Congrats, pat on my back. I feel so happy, like, that's so accomplishment for me. It's silly, but it is. Yeah, so then I'm just putting like a whole bunch of clutter because I feel like this would be like their pantry area. Yeah, but I wanted to say that I made a Sims family, or whatever, like frat boys. They're not family, whatever, but they're frat boys, and I made I think 2, 4, I think like 6 or 7 of them. I don't remember how many I made now, or maybe it was only 5. Maybe it was only 5. I'll probably add more, but I made frat boys for this build so that I could have some personality, and each one of them has like different traits, so I made their rooms according to their traits, which really interest me. And I will put the frat boys on the gallery as well, just so you can, if you want to, you can play with them in this build, because I was playing with them for a while and I quite enjoyed it. I did make them get jobs because it makes it seem like they're going to school or something and they have to work towards goals. Otherwise they're just all sitting around in a house doing absolutely nothing. So yeah, I just can't wait till we get universities because it's gonna be so much fun. Like, I'm so excited. This living room was kind of hard because it's kind of like some awkward indentations in the room, and I was trying to like work it around. I knew I wanted a radio system because, you know, if they're having parties, they're gonna need their jams, and I figured because it's a frat house, it's gonna need like twice the amount of couches that normal houses would. So I do put 4 couches in this room, which is quite a lot in my opinion, but I figured like the whole house would need to be able to sit in this room if they ever wanted to, or if they're having like a games night or party or something, you just need a whole bunch of extra seating. So I do put in those 4 couches that I mentioned, and it actually turned out pretty well. This isn't the room that I wanted to make the living room in, but I wanted to make it where the dining room is, but it didn't make sense because you'd have to go so far away to eat your food, and I was going to put the dining room in here, and it didn't really make sense with the layout that I made, so I made do with it, and it still looks nice. It's just the other room had less problems for me to deal with, but it actually turned out nice that I could put the couch in that little like window area, and I don't know if I would have been able to fit the bar into that room anyway, so works out for the better. Anyways, I'm putting pictures in the dining room, and in my way of thinking, I'm thinking of the past generations of all the Sims, all the frat boys who have previously graduated and were living in this fraternity. So I was using my imagination, and here I'm putting just some like bottles and stuff that looks like beer or alcohol to make it look like they're having a party. The bar is actually used and stocked and ready to go. Oh my god, I had this annoying glitch where I would choose one of the place settings and it would change to a different color than the one that I put down with every single one. So if I put down one of like the party fancy one or like the party one, it would go back just to one party one or one fancy one. So it would always just choose one color out of each choice, and change it back to the color once I put it down. So it was so annoying because I really wanted to put those place settings out and make it look super nice. And I couldn't. And then I was looking for that weird guy with like the serving platter on his hand, like the statue with the butler looking guy with his hand out and he has like a plate. But I couldn't find it anywhere, and I don't know if they took it out or something, which they probably didn't, but I'm probably blind. I just could not find it for the life of me, and I gave up, so there's that. But also I did have the debug menu on, so it was a lot more to scroll through, and I didn't want to turn all the cheats off, and it was just too much work. So I was like, oh, I'll just put these knights in. They look good too. And then to your right, you have like the gaming entertainment room. Jeez. And I just put like a whole bunch of musical instruments, darts board, the foosball table, all of that stuff in that room, just for, you know, entertainment purposes and skill building purposes. And then this is one of my favorite rooms. It was the first bedroom that I made because I had made one of the frat boys were a DJ, so I wanted to make sure that he had like his DJ station and then the music mixer table in this room. And of course there's 2 beds because most places you would always share. You'd have a roommate, and I made sure that both of them who are going to be living in this room would both be musically inclined. So there's that. And so I made sure to put in all the awesome posters about music stuff. And we kind of stuck with the blue and gray theme, and I actually really liked it in this room. Put all like the weird utensil-y thingies like clothes and backpacks, and then we threw some chairs in here, and it's complete. Look at that. And then we move on to this room. I kind of thought it would be more of like the more scientific nerdy guys, the ones that are more into their studies and not so much into the whole party aspect of university. So they do get more books and stuff in their room, and they get a study desk, and I put a whole bunch of these. They're in the debug menu. They're like the science shots of things and galaxies and microscope pictures, I think. Yeah, so they fit in there nicely, and then that room's done. Finito. And then this room, I made some, it's like an athlete's room, but there's like 2 athletes obviously in here. So each room has 2 beds, and the bigger rooms have like the double beds. The smaller rooms have the little bit of a smaller bed, like the single beds. Yeah, so this one is just a whole bunch of athletically inclined stuff. So each room has a theme, and I kind of liked that I kept with the same dresser throughout most of the rooms, because I feel like universities would supply the bed frame and also the dresser in most cases. I haven't been, but I would think that's how that goes. So I think they all have the same dresser except for this room where they have the lockers. This is one of my favorite rooms because I made this like more of the computer nerds or the video game kind of inclined people, so I was really happy with how this room turned out. And then the last room is the master kind of room, and it has, like, each room has their own ensuite, just because when you're playing with that much Sims, it's really hard for them all to go to one bathroom or 2 bathrooms in the house. So I think there's like 2, 4, 5, 6 bathrooms in the house, and each of them have a shower and bathtub, and they're all similar, so they all have the same kind of colors and items. Anyways, yeah, so the master bedroom has like a walk-in closet and all that stuff, and it has only 1 bed. I don't know who would be in there, maybe like the frat leader or whatever, but they have all of the cool stuff in there. Yeah, so I'm gonna leave it here. I hope you stick around for the screenshots, and make sure you like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video.